Workout is created and produced by High Bar Productions.
Today, Anya and I are honored to have as our guest three-time Mr. Olympia, Frank Zane.
And I can't wait to train those abs with you, Frank, because this is always an outstanding body part, right?
Well, I worked my abs very hard, and I needed to because being of a leaner structure, I had that outstanding waistline to make an impression.
And you hand this to me?
Yeah, that's our first exercise.
Okay,
We're
so I'm
going
gonna
to
warm up.
Twist as a warm-up. All you need is a broomstick for this, so anybody can do it. And you want to start slowly to make it easier on your lower back, because the lower back, there is some strain on the lower back if you're not careful on this. So start slow and then gradually build up the speed and twist further and further around.
So this is basically just a warm-up movement.
I use it too later on in the workout because I think when you tense your abdominals as you go to each side, you get some really good outer rectus abdominal work and some good intercostal work.
Now, Frank, can you do this standing up, or do you always advise someone to do it seated?
Could do it standing up. There are some machines that are available to do that standing up, but I think when you do it seated, you isolate your waist a little bit better.
Sometimes I see women in the gym doing this like for 5 minutes straight.
You could do it for that long. It's sort of a boring exercise. It's not very difficult. I like to do it. I have a special style when I do it. I'll show you what Boyer gets through. Modification I use on it is to relieve stress on the lower back. I put my feet forward and I grip it in close, and I bend slightly forward. And when I twist, I really feel it in the sides, the intercostals, and in the obliques.
You can flex the side
like
ab
this.
muscles better if you lean a little bit forward,
So
right?
does this catch any of the serratus as well, or?
Not too much serratus. The next one of us will do later on, is more of a serratus.
Great.
But that's a good warm-up.
Yeah, it loosens the back up as well. Frank is doing the first exercise in the sequence. His knee ends hooked up to the cable. Frank, can you describe this movement a little bit for us?
This is my all-time favorite, Boyer. It really works the lower abdominals and
And the thighs, as you see.
Yeah, you can really
see it adds some deepness to the thighs.
see how it works the frontal thigh.
Right.
And I always do a lot of this. I do 5 sets of 40 at the beginning of my abdominal workout, which I use to start every workout day.
Well, why don't you try?
Okay, let me have a chance at that, Frank.
Because I'm gonna skip this one, because this always gives me a problem with my lower back, I have to admit. But there are a lot of other exercises which we are gonna show you in our continuous program, also for the lower back.
Okay, first thing is to get hooked in there. This takes a little while. I generally just lie down each time I do it until I do all 4 sets, or 5 sets of 40 repetitions.
Now, finally, I get to lock you up.
Yeah, I feel like a prisoner under this exercise.
Okay.
Now put my hands underneath.
Hands under the hips. Okay. Head slightly off the floor, pulling the knees all the way into the chest.
Good.
And
Good
feel
job.
the abs contract. Well, you can see that's really working the frontal thighs too, as Boyer does
Yeah, I
that.
like that, because I like the thighs to have a very deep sweep.
That's one of the key things a competitor should do before competition is a lot of abdominal work, because it not only brings the abs getting great definition, but it also works the frontal thighs and really defines them too.
In your ab work, you always start off working lower abs first and then progress up to upper abs, or does it really matter, Frank?
I don't think it matters too much, but I always put priority on lower abs, because when you do lower abdominal work, you work upper abs too, but the lower abdominals are right where men store body fat. So I always do more for lower abs, give me priority.
You gonna unhook me here, Anya?
If you really ask me to, okay.
Thank you.
Good, that's great exercise.
So
Next
what's
one.
next?
Is one I call one-arm cable wrench.
Oh, I know.
And yeah, you can go pretty heavy on this, actually.
Okay.
And this was the obliques and the intercostals, one side at a time. So you just tilt up to her knee and right in front of near the floor.
Get a lot of movement on this particular exercise.
Good stretch.
Mentioned serratus before. It's also he pulls on the serratus at one side and works very well.
Now, how is it different, Frank, for like the normal rope crunch I see about
It's
here?
2 arms that tend to work a little more
I'm gonna use
off
this one off
abdominals.
the other side.
But this one really isolates the obliques and intercostal on the side.
Actually, this is a movement that you can use a considerable amount of weight in.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want to pull with your arm. You just want to allow the abdominal muscles.
Your arm is like a lever. It's just attach with your arm, bend over.
Great. Good, Anya.
Now it's like to feel I must working, so
Okay,
I always
let me
touch
do
when
this.
I'm working out. Frank, I know you still work very much abs. So how many sets you do usually per day? Reps.
No, Anya, when I really want to get my abs in shape, I do 500 reps in the morning, and I come back in the afternoon or evening and do 500 more reps.
That's 1,000 reps per day.
Yeah, that's what it takes to really
That's quite a lot.
extra sure. But to more or less keep in good shape once they get there, I do about 600 or 700 once a day. This
That
is
still
always
sounds a lot
one.
to me.
So you believe, in other words, it's your opinion that abdominals respond better to high repetition.
They do, but I think it's good to work with weights
That's
too,
him.
like with these exercises.
Yeah, you need to finish the other side. No,
okay,
there's
all right.
no cheating here. You have to work those abs too.
A lot of bodybuilders don't like to work abs. They think it takes energy away from the rest of their workout. But if you don't have good waistline,
Yeah.
it just won't make the rest of your body
The center of the
develop.
Serie, you want to have those waistlines. That's sure.
Well, it's also actually, especially from a competitive standpoint, it's the focal point when you're on stage.
Exactly.
That's usually the thing that the judges see first is abdominal leg.
Right, it's center of body. Now here's another one that I really like, is the incline leg raise.
Why don't you show us, Frank,
Yes.
best way to do this?
Go
You don't
ahead.
need a large incline. This is about maybe 5 or 10 degrees. And I put my hands underneath my hips.
It supports the lower back.
Right, and my legs only move to a small angle, 55 degrees. This keeps tension on the abdomen.
Really good after
Yeah,
separation.
and what people don't know, to really do your abs, you don't need a whole range of movements, right? Because they crunch.
Yeah, abdominals is a very short range of motion, only about 50 degrees. And you notice how strict Frank does this movement. You don't want to use any momentum. You don't want to swing your legs up and just let them flop back down. He's controlling the leg move with the abdominals.
I like to do at least 25 to 50 reps on the abdominal exercises, and I can do for 50.
But I want to get a shot of those too.
Okay. Up in
I
there.
want to try that. I never them like this. I always put my hand on a handle back there.
It's an option.
Yeah.
But I think this way for me is a little bit easier on lower back.
Now, do you train abs every day, or do you alternate it like we do another body?
No,
part?
I do them every
every
day
day.
I train. I don't come back and gym on a separate days for
I
abs, but
see.
it's all at the beginning of every workout to really maximize their development.
Is there any rule of thumb? I mean, is it better to train abs before you work out or after you work out, or how do you feel like that?
No, I train after I work out too. I do my workout at the very beginning. I pay more attention to them. So when I really want to specialize on them, I always make sure to do them first.
Okay.
And it always feels a lot better to me to finish my workout and know I don't have abs to still do. So
Yeah.
first get them out of the way, you get a great waistline that way.
But some bodybuilders, they like to eat so much for their workout because they need the energy. And
Then they
the
should do
stomach-
abs last
yeah.
in the routine.
Right.
If your stomach is full, you're going into the workout, you should not start with abdominals. That's
Definitely not.
Common sense. See, Boyer comes up a little higher with his legs, but at the same time he raises
Yes.
his head, which crunches the upper abdominal. So the way Boyer is doing this, it actually is working some upper abdominals
Yeah.
too.
In off season, I would train abs maybe twice a week. And this would be like, I vary the exercises. I do hanging leg raises, I do crunches, I do them on, I like ab machines because I wanted to get them a little bit bigger. Because in off season, you don't see my abs that sharp because they're very small. So in on season, on the contest, there's all the excess body fat is gone and my waist is very small, which gives me the V-taper, and then you have all those little ab muscles coming out. And then in on-season, I get those because I train abs every other day. It's either calves or abs every day. And I increase the sets a lot. So in off-season would be like 8 sets, and on-season would be like 12 to 15 sets. And more reps also. Instead of 8 reps, it would be like 12 to 20 reps.
Frank, I got a new abdominal machine here that I'd like for you to try. I'd like your opinion on it.
Okay.
Hop in there and I'll show you how to,
right.
to use this.
Haven't really used too many ab machines, but
This machine
give it a
strictly
shot.
works the upper abdominal area. Okay, you notice that your feet are not hooked into anything. You're just
Right.
laying across the pad, so you can't involve the hip flexors.
Okay.
It's just the upper abs. Okay, pull forward. Just concentrate on pulling up with the upper abs.
oh, that feels good. I felt right in the upper row of the frontal abs, the rectus abdominis.
Upper abdominal movement is really very short. It's only about 30 degrees. So a lot of people have always believed, you know, if you want to muscularize the abdominal area, you need to do
Wait,
sit-ups.
it's fine, Frank?
It's really
Okay,
not
I'm just
true.
trying
It's
different
a very short
positions here.
movement.
Good job.
That's it. Good.
Oh,
Good job.
Great.
He's strong.
Yes. Good, Frank. That's it.
So you don't need anything which supports your feet down there.
No, not if you just want to isolate the upper abdominal
I see.
area.
Okay.
Great. Okay, Anya, you hop in there and
Yes,
give it
I
a
want to
try.
try this machine. I always like to try abs machines because
weight okay?
they add some more size. Is that right?
That's true.
That's okay.
Is that way?
That's
okay.
okay.
Okay, let's go.
Great. She makes it look pretty easy, Frank.
I know, look at that. She must
You
have done
should
this
use more weight.
But he does more reps than I usually do.
You mentioned
Oh.
earlier, Frank, that you do from 500 to 1,000 reps a day.
Yeah, when I'm training hard, I sure do.
Jeez, that's a lot of reps.
And
Good on you.
I try to
Good.
maintain at least that 500 even when I'm not training hard. Really good on you.
That's it. Great.
Great.
Okay. Good hopping in.
It's a really good brain.
So, Boyer, do you use heavy weight on this?
I've always used what I consider a heavy weight in the fact that I don't do near as many reps as you do. I normally do about 20 reps a set.
Let's see how yours look.
All right.
Boyer must have this style down. This machine available to him all the time. Notice how high he comes up. That's good. He pauses at the top.
And
Do you think that pause at the top is important, Boyer?
I think so, because what it does, it really contracts and holds the movement there
Right.
for a while. I think there's a sort of a connection, a nerve impulse from the brain to the muscle, and holding it there, activates that muscle a little more.
Isotension, right?
Yeah. I make it a point to pause at the top when I do a regular crunch without the weight that we were doing before the break, but I can see where it's really valuable on this exercise.
That would be similar to posing your abs, right? And holding them.
Exactly. And posing your abs is a very good way to develop them too. That's the thing, is posing is
Isotension
spectacular
training.
exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I really like this, Boyer.
Yeah, I agree with you as far as posing, to me, because actually the important thing in abdominals is muscle control, and posing
Yes.
it really helps to bring that out.
It's a positive of mine. And the thing I like about the exercise called hanging up is that it's easy on the lower back. It actually can help your lower back because it provides traction. Again, I do about 25 reps on this.
This looks so easy while he's doing this.
Now, is this a movement that
amazing.
you normally do in
Yes.
your training also?
Yes, this is my favorite lower ab exercise because it does not put any stress on the lower back.
That's what I was going to ask you,
Yes.
if you could do this and it wouldn't bother your lower
And I
back.
also do them to
can
the
see.
side.
Side the muscles here, intercostals working.
So does this catch a muscle or activate more muscles than normally doing them just straight, Frank?
I think so. Another thing this works is the serratus, because you're hanging up there.
Right.
It gets everything all in through here.
Great on you.
Hanging by your hands.
And if
Good.
once you have those on a contest stage, makes it really look very good.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Because
Boy, your abdominals really
you
make
can't
the
have
rest of
enough.
your body
Yeah.
stand
Yeah,
out.
I know
really
Robbie
nice.
Robinson was always noted for those deep
Yeah.
sawtooth serratus. I wonder if he did this. I'm going to
did.
grab this from a little different angle. I'm going to use a neutral hand grip on
Okay.
this when I do this exercise.
Frank, why is he using those grips?
Well, I think he uses those on chins as well, but that is really a lot easier on your elbows and your wrists.
Also
and
to hold
easier
on
to
to.
grip
Okay.
than the other way. And that's one thing about this
Great.
exercise, your grip does tire after a while. A lot of people can't do it because of that.
And he holds them on the top, so he really adds some contraction there.
Notice slow bit everything we do. He re-emphasizes the tension throughout the whole movement.
Yeah, I've always tried to eliminate momentum out of the exercise to make the muscle itself work a little bit harder. What's this, Frank?
Oh, we have these dumbbells here, and you often walk into a gym and you see people doing side bends, and you ask them why they're doing them, and they say, well, I want to reduce my waist. Well, this is one of the best ways to build your waist.
Yes,
So this is an
exactly.
exercise not to do.
I would never do this.
Because
It
you build up
builds-
those muscles on the side, right?
Builds the obliques,
Right.
makes them stick way out, and that's not a look you want to your body. believe
But
me.
isn't a good exercise for getting the waist slim then if you want to train the sides with the broomstick, what we did for warm-ups,
Much
right?
better, the seated twist.
And now we're going to pick up the pace.
Good, Frank. That's it. We're going to alternate this with leg raises. We're going at a pace that you would normally train at in a normal routine in a gym.
Good.
Great.
Okay.
Who's next?
Let's make this faster. I want to.
That's what we call the two-arm cable crunch. And it's an upper abdominal exercise, but it also gets a lot of serratus right underneath the arm and intercostal as well.
Now, Frank, you keep your arms bent. I mean, basically just using the arms as hooks to pull the weight
Right.
down. But you don't want to pull down with the arms.
No,
Use
you
the
get a little
thumb.
bit of bicep that would work that way if you did. And there are a lot
Great,
of different
Anya.
ways
Good.
to do it. Anya's style is a little bit different than mine. She has her head hanging down a little bit more. This is still working in the same area.
Great.
It's good, Anya.
Good.
Great.
Okay, how many reps you guys doing?
Oh, not
I
many.
need about
15, 20.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess this kind of pace you really should have in the gym, right?
Absolutely,
When
at
you
all
work on the
times.
abs.
You can even see how it's working Boyer's lower lat right in through here. It's
Gives
really
it
a good exercise.
Gives it a good stretch.
This is even better than sit-ups, you know, because it stretches that whole area from your elbows down to your navel really, really well, especially lower abdominals. Looking good, Boyer.
Come on, give us 5 more. Come on.
Great.
1.
Keep it up.
2. Come on.
That's it.
3. 4. Okay, crunch those abs. Great.
Great.
Good job.
Let's go into a little bit of that lower abdominal work with the jackknife or
got it.
knee-ins. This goes by several different names. Anya pulls her knees into her chest.
And I also like to bring the upper body forward.
Body moves forward.
You notice that we picked up the pace. This is almost could be classified as somewhat of a superset, right, Frank?
Yeah, when I do abs, I don't rest at all, so I'd be going back and forth without any rest whatsoever. Upper abs, lower abs. But actually, this exercise works all of it. Let me get a couple reps.
All right. Okay, again, Frank is doing, like he said, as a jackknife or a knee in. This concentrates on the lower abs while Anya's stretching here. You know,
I have to stretch those
that's
abs.
right.
You can see, again, the leg development in his thighs.
Yeah, this catches not only the lower abdominal, but it catches the hip flexors as well. Great for it. Okay.
Let's keep this pace up. Great.
That's it. It's important to maintain your balance. I haven't done this in a while, so I tend to be a little wobbly, but you want to not fall off the bench, of course. So leaning back and then coming forward with your upper body at the same time your legs move in. Great for it.
You're actually working the whole abs, right? By coming forward with the
Upper and
body.
lower.
Yeah.
That's what makes this a real good movement. Fantastic.
Great. You know what? I'm going to start over there.
Okay.
Let's go back for some more.
I really
now some more
enjoy this
crunches.
ab workout here with you, Frank. Also,
Well,
Boyer.
a lot of people don't like to work abs, but you know, once you get into it, once you start getting the results, you really enjoy your abdominal workout, and it's absolutely necessary to get a great body.
Well, it's not a muscle that you feel a pump in like a bicep or a shoulder workout or a chest workout. But as we mentioned earlier, it's a real focal point in particularly a person training for a physique contest. And another thing, too, to remember, well-developed abdominals will actually prevent lower back problems. A lot of people, when they say, I have lower back problems, it actually means that their abdominals are weak.
Yes, this is exactly what my doctor suggested to me because I do have those lower back problems. And he said, go ahead and train your abs. And of course, your back, too.
Come on, Frank. Good. Keep the pace. Let's go.
Great.
That's it. Frank does a fairly short range motion, but keeps the tension on the abdominals all the time. Great, Frank.
I like to have the stretch on the top more.
Yeah, great.
Good job.
That's it.
Good job.
All the way, Frank. Good. Okay, that's it.
On that one.
My set.
Abdominals are the only muscle that you really want to get smaller. And that's sort of a paradox. You know, everybody doing bodybuilding wants to get bigger muscles. But I feel good when I see my abs getting smaller. Of course, the muscle develops and gets rounder, but also the separation between the muscles gets smaller at the same time.
But the
That's
abs go more deeper in by doing the exercise. So you don't want to get them far out, you want to get them deeper.
Right. As a sculptor would say, they stand out in bold relief when they're well developed. So it's a great routine. And you can do a lot of abdominal exercises in the routine.
Okay, let's go
Change it from time to time.
You know what?
Let's go back and do some more knees.
Okay, all right.
Because you can vary on this one very good. And that's what I like about it.
You notice that she's not only working in lower abs, but is catching some serratus and actually the sides of the obliques as well. That looks really good on Great.
And it gives me a good stretch in my lower backs.
The main thing is when you're going fast with ab work like this, go from upper to lower to obliques and keep rotating. Don't do 2 uppers or 2 lowers in a row. That's what we're doing.
Good.
That's it.
Good. Great.
Keep pulling.
At the pace we're going, it's almost like an aerobic workout.
Becomes aerobic. Actually, the whole weight training routine can, when you do it right,